Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rotary. Would you please take your seat? We will play O Canada. We will have music for O Canada, so please stand for the Canadian national anthem.
Rotary friends and Rotary ways, help us to serve Thee all our days.
Thank you very much, and please be seated. We're going to, this is the first meeting with music, and we're going to try to get that refined. Ken Lane was very good to improvise for this meeting, but I will have it down to a science the next couple of meetings. I want to say a very special welcome. We've got 3 people back this meeting, and I feel really honored that you're here for my first meeting. And that's Pat Crofton, Jim Cutt, and Terry Toon. A great hand for them. I wanted to also acknowledge Tom O'Shea, who came in today. We have an announcement here. This is more of a reminder, and there's a charge for these reminders. Steve and Joan Wallace have been married 42 years as of today. So, Steve, this is an official reminder notice, and that'll be $5. Just when you come to do as Director of Recognition, you have to include that. So, we'll ask Jim Swanson to introduce the visiting Rotarians and guests.
Visiting Rotarian today is Richard and Babiana Andawa. I hope I got that right for you, from Kakamega in Kenya. Great to have you back here yet again. So much for my idea of having you hold your applause to the end, but that's great. We'll keep that going. Also, Alan Marcus is a guest of Norma Friedman, and guest of Jillian Kerrigan is Anna Lagore, a machine student. So thank you very much.
In keeping with our social conscience and interest points of the day, we have today Anna Binks with her assistant Marika to speak to us today about hearing loss. Now get this quote that I was supplied with. As Helen Keller once said, blindness cuts you off from things. Deafness cuts you off from people. What Len is going to talk about today is the hearing situation. She works for Miracle Ear since 2009. She's a registered hearing instrument practitioner, and we're very pleased to entertain them for lunch, as Jim Swanson and Brian were extremely entertaining. I can attest to that. So Lena, welcome to our Rotary Club. The floor is yours. The microphone.
Today I'm going to present information on hearing, the effects of hearing loss, and what you can do if you suspect a hearing loss. Hearing aids have a long history of innovation, but in recent years there have been huge achievements and more acceptance of the benefits of hearing aids than ever before. In fact, we no longer consider it fashionable to let a hearing loss remain untreated. So, we all know that sound waves travel through the environment, and as they travel through the environment, our outer ear collects the sound waves and delivers it down the ear canal to the eardrum. When that happens, the eardrum vibrates, and in turn, the little bones behind the eardrum will then vibrate as well. That's a natural amplification that our hearing system provides, so that the sound waves can be pushed into the inner ear called the cochlea, right here. Now, inside the cochlea, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of little nerve cells. They look like little hairs. Their job is to convert sound energy into electrical energy and deliver it through the auditory nerve, that's the auditory nerve, to the brain. We actually hear in our brain. The ear is just the avenue to get the sound to the brain. Types of hearing loss. There are actually 4 types of hearing loss. A conductive hearing loss happens when there's a problem in the middle ear, or where the eardrum is, or the little bones. A sensorineural hearing loss is the most common type of hearing loss. That happens in the cochlea, where the little hair cells are, the nerves that convert the sound energy. A mixed hearing loss is a combination of both. And a central hearing loss, also called retrocochlear, happens further into the auditory system towards the brainstem. Upon surveying 2,300 participants over the age of 50, the National Council on Aging found that those with unaddressed hearing problems were more susceptible to experience frustration, depression, anger, loneliness, anxiety, and paranoia. According to a study observing 2,000 volunteers over the age of 70 at Johns Hopkins University, those with unaddressed hearing loss suffered a quicker erosion of cognitive skills, such as the ability to think, reason, store and recall information, than those with normal hearing ability. Only 1 in 4 individuals with hearing loss currently wear hearing aids. Only 1 in 4. But 95% of those people with the hearing loss really could benefit from using hearing aids. People with hearing loss have difficulty hearing soft, high-pitched sounds, consonants, the letters F, a K, a TH, and S. They give us the clarity or the meaning of the word. Over 90% of hearing losses can be treated successfully with hearing instruments. Over 90%. Hearing instruments come in many sizes and styles. Of course, prices vary depending on the style of the hearing aid and the technology. A busier, more active lifestyle is often a person who's going to need better technology.
Of your talk today, how we have restored the sight of a young man. He was 14 years old, and his name was Behold. Gordon, if I could see, if you'd like to bring us up to date on the car raffle, it would be appreciated.
And it's this last 5-6 weeks where the money starts to really roll in. The venues tend to get a little better. We look forward to $7,000 in sales on the final day. And we look forward to all the members turning in. We'd like to have member books turned in well before the end of the month. There's nothing more frustrating than to get 10 or 12 member books turned in on the day of the draw.
Now, you know, it's generally not my practice to single people out.
Not here.
But I have to say you're just digging yourself a hole. Keep it up. I noticed, Maury, you don't have a tie on today. You haven't worn a tie since the defeat of the Conservatives in Alberta, Maury. It's Maury in mourning. Now, Tom, I'm not sure what you're laughing at. I mean, you came in, you missed grace. How could you do that? A preacher misses grace. Now, to all of you, $1 from someone at each and every table, of course, except the head table. That was the most lame rendition of Old Canada we have ever heard. Does anyone not have a name tag on today? You see what Lana did? She's the guest speaker. She came in with a Lana name tag. Someone who's not a member of the club and joins herself to our club by having a name tag. Thank you, Steve. Do we have any happy bucks?
I have a sad buck. No 50-50 draw yet, so I can't pay for it.
And that concludes our meeting. Thank you very much. We will end with the Queen.